Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We're in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 7, verses 24 through 31. Now, Jesus crosses over again, and he's over in the region of Tyre or Sidon. And this is a Greek area. This is a pagan area. And he's gone there to try to find some refreshment, some time of rest. And I imagine reflection and regathering himself. He's with the disciples. But a pagan woman, of all things, has found out he's there, and she has made her way to find him because she has an urgent need. Her daughter is possessed by a demon. Now, I always ask myself, how did her daughter become demon-possessed? We often don't like to think about how we open the door to all kinds of heinous wickedness into our lives and into the lives of our families. You know, this notion that spiritual warfare only happens now and then. Don't be so naive or delusional. You are in constant spiritual warfare. And so she cries out. And we get this Jesus we just don't like. We get the mean Jesus. I mean, he's like, it's not right to give the bread of the children to the dogs. I mean, he calls her a dog. We can't believe it. We don't like the story about Jesus. We want the nice Jesus. But what's he doing? He's calling her out as he calls each and every one of us out, because the word of God is always both the word of the law. It's two words, the word of the law and the word of the gospel. And he starts with the word of the law. But she goes to the word of the gospel. She says, you're right. I'm a dog. I don't have any claim on you, but I do have a claim. And that even the dogs get to eat the crumbs. She's saying, I don't have any right to come to you and ask for anything. I'm a dog. But I'm going to still claim the promises that you make. That's my crumb. And Jesus says that's what turns this whole narrative around. It's your faith. That's what turns it around. Now, after this, Jesus goes over to the Decapolis, another, Greek pagan type of area. And he goes there, and there's some people that bring him a man who is deaf and can barely speak, and they beg Jesus to place his hand on heal him. They want to see a healing. Jesus takes this man aside, though, away from the crowd. He puts his fingers in his ears, and he touches his tongue with some spit. But then he speaks, and it is the very command of Jesus that commands away this brokenness. Now, why did he put his fingers in his ear and touch his tongue? My only surmise is that the man needed that. And I think that's one of the things to understand is that each one of us has a unique reception of the kingdom. And God speaks to us in ways that are unique for each person. And there's certain things that one person needs to hear or receive that another person is something else. But Jesus simply speaks. He opens the man's his ears, and his tongue is loosed, and he speaks. And then he commands them all not to tell. And what's amazing is they can't keep their mouths shut. They're blabbing all over the place that Jesus is the Messiah. They're certainly not Lutherans, right? And maybe that's what we should do in all our churches. We should just start telling people, don't tell anyone about this great gospel we have here. Don't tell anyone. We don't want everybody to have it. And they wouldn't be able to keep their mouths shut. Well, thanks, my friends. Have a blessed day.